I found out the guy I was dating was dating 6 other women at the same time, but it was the best thing that could have happened to me. 7 months later, I left the UK for good. And that's not what this video is really about. It's more about how I left my family, my friends, everything I knew, my country, to rebuild my life in my 30s. And along this journey, lost 12 grand and nearly lost my business. So let's talk about my life before I came to this amazing place. You can see the beautiful colours in the background, right? I was a PT working on the gym floor, and my day would look like this. Wake up, 5 a.m, cycle in the dark to the gym, basement gym, be in the basement gym, coach my clients, be sat in there all day, not seeing daylight, leave around 9, 10 p.m, cycle back in the dark, sleep, repeat. I was probably getting 5 hours sleep per night. I really struggled to sleep when I knew I had to wake up early. And then my weekends, I would literally just sleep, and I may cycle to go to a park. I felt like I was watching everyone around me getting engaged, getting married, having babies, and quietly, I felt like I needed to go down that path, but I knew deep down that's not what I wanted. I never felt like the UK was home. I went to Australia 11 years ago, came back 9 years ago, and the UK has never felt like home. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a super positive space. And to be honest with you, I just never felt safe. But I kept pretending that this is the life that I'm meant to be living. I'm helping others change their life, improve their lives. It's really rewarding, and this is just how it is. To be honest, I felt stuck. I didn't know how I was going to get out of that. I wasn't completely unhappy. I just felt fine, but exhausted. And to be honest with you, fine is a very dangerous place to be. Now, I just want to also touch on the fact that I have been single for a long time, but I was dating a lot. I just kept getting in love bombers, being in situationships where someone didn't want to commit, cheaters. And like I said at the start, that one person I'd been with that I was seeing that told me he's only seeing me was actually dating around 6 other women at the same time. And he was the big push as to why I left the UK. I remember getting off the phone and just kind of calling things off. And again, just thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can I not just be in a relationship? And I was like, what is wrong with me? And then a thought hit me. You are not ready to settle down. You deep down don't want to settle down. And I was battling this thought because I thought, I absolutely do. That's why I'm dating so much. But then I took a step back and thought, hang on a minute, this is not the life I want to be living. I do not want to be grinding so hard, not being able to get enough sleep, being exhausted at the weekend. I don't want this life. I don't even want to be in this country. I've not been wanting to be in this country for 9 years. It was a big wake-up call for me. This was just the clearest evidence that I've just been settling everywhere. I remember getting home, I was living with my friend Anna, getting home and being like, girl, I want out. I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to find a way out of London. I need to find a way out of the UK. And we sat there brainstorming for ages, and I just could not work out how I was going to make it work. Anyway, time went on and I was journaling a lot, meditating a lot. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to save up 3 grand. I had no money. I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. I actually owed a lot of money as well. I just want to say 3k. And then just going to go and live somewhere cheap and really just go all in on creating an online business so that I can get out of here. The one question I kept asking myself is, what is the worst thing that can happen? And the worst thing that can happen is I have to come back and get a job doing it, whatever. That's the worst thing. There could be worse things, right? So I did it. And I spent 7 months before I went. There were 7 months between things ending with that guy and me leaving. And all I did in that 7 months was wake up every morning and think about my mission about getting out of the UK, putting money to one side to be able to leave the UK. Every time someone wanted to date, I'd be like, no, I'm not dating. I don't want to date. I had to make sure I was on that path of leaving the UK. And I did. I lived in Croatia for 6 weeks, and all I did was keep my head down, train for high rocks, and focus on the business. I then wanted to keep on going with that, and I wanted to live in a cheap country, so I moved to Bali, and I was in Bali for just over 1 year. Bali, however, even though I got there, all the spiritual side of things was perfect for me. I love all the ecstatic dancing and meditating and yoga. Like the country was trying to push me out from day one. I'd constantly get sick, get burns from tomcat bugs, be in accommodation that is full of mold. And again, I started dating, and again, surprise, surprise, bad energy, bad situationships, just, ugh, I don't want to go into it. This should be another story for another day. So I started working with therapists to help me with that, because I thought to myself, it's got to be me. It's got to be me. I'm the one that is causing all of this to happen. And as soon as I realised I had that control and that I was entertaining red flags, shall we say, oh my God, it's been a year now and I haven't had any bad situationship, relationship or anything like that. Because as soon as I get that feeling, I'll just walk away or say this isn't for me. I finally got boundaries. Oh my God, life is so much better. There have been so many challenges on this journey. I have taken so many risks. One being I just, gave 12 grand to a business mentorship, which actually destroyed my business. It's a scary place to be when you're on the other side of the world. So I was struggling a little bit. I felt like Bali was trying to push me out with all the energy, and I had this desperation of, I need to go back to the UK. I need to settle down. I need to be near my family. I need to get a normal 9-to-5 job. But I got back to the UK, and the words to describe how I felt are numb. Just felt numb. I'd work 7 days a week. I would train. Didn't see any friends. They all had their own lives. And I was talking to my therapist at the time, and she said, this is just what peace feels like. You've got more stability now. But deep down in my gut, I was like, no, I'm not settling for this life. I actually don't want to settle down and have babies and live in the UK. And what am I doing? What was I thinking? That was what was going in my head while I was in Bali though. Anyway, I decided to just get up and come to Thailand. That's where I am now, and we are 4 months here now, and this literally feels like my forever home, doing Muay Thai, fitness classes, and I'm now rebuilding myself and rebuilding my business as well. It's scary, but again, what's the worst that can happen? I am so freaking happy. I look back to who I was 2 years ago, working in the basement gym, so tired. I was struggling with food. I was eating crap because I was so tired. And here, I just eat so fresh. I'm super healthy. I feel so much gratitude and joy every single day. So now, my days are, I walk up, I walk around the lake, I've got the sunshine, I go train, I sit and do my work from coffee shops or from here. I'll go for random dinners with friends, something I would never do in the UK. I get 8 hours sleep. At the weekends, I can go just get on a boat and go to an island, just lay on an island all day. I can go and do some nice hikes. I just feel like my whole identity has changed from the person that I used to be. I feel so confident. I feel like I have so much control. I've got control over my life. I've got control over my friendships, my relationships, where before I felt like I had zero control and I was just attracting bad energy. And this feeling is absolutely incredible. But it takes work. I had to have that self-awareness. I had to do the work with a therapist to get to where I am now. But don't get me wrong, you lose things when you're out here. You lose friendships. You miss birthdays. You can't just cuddle your loved one. Like, I miss my nephew like mad. If you're having a little bit of a low day and you're getting homesick, you can't just jump back. So there are lows. And I want to be honest about that part. It is also challenging to go out and make new friends. I have to literally go out and talk to people and invite people places. Otherwise, I'm not going to make friends. And that is, again, quite challenging for someone that is a little bit of an introvert. I love my own company. I'll just shut away for months on end, easy. But I know I also need connections, and I want connections for a happy life. So things to take away from this. First of all, if you want to take a risk like this and create a business, move to the other side of the world and you're scared, or maybe you want a career change, just think, what is the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen? And when you write down what is the worst that can happen, you'll immediately feel, okay, that's fine. Okay, that's not good. I don't want that. But if that's the worst thing that can happen, we gotta go for it. And you don't need to move countries. The lesson here is you are allowed to want something different. You don't have to just think, I need to get married and have kids and have a 9-to-5 job. It's okay to want a different life, or if you don't feel fulfilled in that life, it's okay. Honestly, I just wish I took the risk sooner. 9 years I knew I didn't want to be in the UK. 9 years of me thinking about moving to Bali. and I just didn't sit down, work out how, and take the risk. I was scared. And you know what? You are going to look silly. People are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? Go get a normal job. And what makes you happy? What do you value? So dating someone where they had 6 other women on the go, most would be really upset by that. Oh my God, I cannot tell you. Literally the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I don't have it all figured out. I'm rebuilding myself right now in Thailand, but I'm not just fine anymore. I'm actually living life. That's the trade I'll make every single time. If you want to better your life, if you want to get strong and confident and thrive as you age, I actually have just created a Facebook community where I'm going to bring ladies together. I'm going to share lots of resources, things that you can use to help get you stronger, fitter, and thriving in life in general. I'll link the link below. So yeah, come and find us.